Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another daily stream. And today I have my first guest of the new year, uh, Netrunner community member Izzy, or IzzyStardust, as they're commonly known on a lot of our social spaces. Hi, Izzy.
Hello. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. I see the start of an as list on screen, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yep, we're gonna do some gay boy activities and make an Az deck. So I think one of the big things here is that I think saving money and setting up quickly is good. And that's something Az can do. And you also have the benefit, I think, since Az is an economic identity, you don't necessarily know. The corp isn't like clocking what you're doing immediately based on what you're playing, right? Like if you put a loop down, people are like, you're mulch, right? But with
Correct.
as we can kind of obfuscate our late game win condition a little bit more.
Yeah, so which brand of as do we want to build today?
So previously I had been working on a oh my gosh, what is the name of that hardware? I like how I've my old man brain has started because I just can't remember the names of things that I use all the time anymore. Prepaid voice pad into Kushooks with also twinning as a backup plan, but it felt like a little slow.
Yeah. Yeah, prepaid often does.
Yeah, but it does feel good to have a bunch of things that go down for free. So we're getting cheap jobs and connections and hardware. So let's talk about hardwares first, and hopefully everybody is able to see what I got going on. I'm also sharing my screen with Izzy, so I'm hoping that isn't affecting any of y'all's ability to see it. Let me check to see what the stream actually sees. Okay, good. All right, so let's talk about hardware. So Airblade seems pretty good these days.
Yeah. Seems all right.
Yeah, we could put a couple of those in. I think the first question is we have to decide what console we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Masterwork, but I don't know. I'm just taking Hermes and everything.
Hermes is right, and the one that I was making had Hermes as its console.
It's just like
Hermes is great. So, do we want two or
Masterwork
three?
is nice for the boomerangs, but I think two Hermes is probably the right number. Um,
Now, we could always do instead of prepaid, we could do something like Ghost Tongue, but of course that costs influence.
I think with how good twinning is, I'd rather do like one Mamie, one prepaid, and we're gonna be install runner. We want Paladin anyway. Twinning feels good.
Yeah, twinning feels good. Do we want? Yeah, we'll get one in.
I think the usual combo is like one wake, one twinning, or two wake, one twinning. I'm not sure. I don't love wake as much in criminal. I don't know how it is in as comparatively. Like sometimes just the ice HQ enough that you can't quite get the value run, but being able to drop, well, we don't have masterwork, so we can't drop it on the run, but mm, wake's good.
Yeah, I'm just tossing. I'm just tossing stuff in. A lot of people have been playing as with like a single DMZ or
Kind of
two
cute.
because it's cute.
Does potentially screw with our twinning lines. I don't remember. Oh, programs. Never mind. What
It
was I
just
thinking? That makes
makes it
sense
so
too.
that we also have Az's ability, but for programs.
Yeah. If we need the extra MU, maybe. Flip switch. I want to flip switch in here. I just want to flip switch at every
Yeah, flip
criminal
switch is
deck.
good. Do we want one or two?
Uh, we're as maybe two. I don't know. One probably is enough.
All right. Let's look at jobs. Is it S is subtype, right? Let's look at connections. Actually, is what I meant to say. If we go Amakua, we could always get Osmond
surely mutual favor is just better than Asmund to get your
Oh,
Eternal.
for sure, for sure. But we also have free doctors.
Nuke is good here.
Yeah, free doctors is good. Definitely want to miss bones because we pay one less with it, and it's good right now. Um, do we want Hannah to help manage like checking like asset remotes?
I always like putting one in a first draft and then cutting it for influence as needed.
Sure. We definitely need at least 2 class acts, I would say.
I lean towards three by default, but yeah.
All right. Well, we can get 3 in. Um, let's talk about Jabos. So, I mean, telework's also pretty good. The other version that I was doing, I was running telework because it goes down for free. But we also can just get info bounty, which feels pretty good.
I was looking at Info Bounty, almost wondering about Red Team.
Red team is so expensive though.
Yeah, cost you 2 clicks to get it back too is rough.
Whereas info bounty costs 1, right?
Info Bounty's cute. I'm curious how that feels in Az actually. Let's try it. I just want to know how it feels.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Breaker Suite while we still have influence left.
I mean, for me at this point, I just slot Unity, Echelon, Kurapira in every Crim list, but
I'm
we're an
sorry.
influence short on that. So
Say that again.
Unity, Echelon, Kurapira, and Turtle.
So Echelon we can definitely get because Echelon's only 1 influence. Unity we can't get. Cat's Cradle's pretty cheap. It's like a bad corroder for.
It sure is.
We could get a Cat's Cradle, then the other one as whatchamacallit. What is it even called?
It's escaping me right now. The Betray You one.
Yeah. Oh man. Wouldn't it
I
be
don't
good?
play it because it betrays me.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Oh, Shibboleth.
Yeah.
And we can't have this deck without a gun. Gotta have a gun.
Yeah, gotta give Game Boy a gun.
Yeah.
Um,
And then that gives us 1 influence left.
I feel like Biobands is good in As. Are we a Chesva engine deck?
I mean, we could be. We still have so many slots to fill in this.
Yeah.
Um, Probably, definitely gonna want some dirty laundries. We can get some diversification of funds in there.
Yep, some boomerangs. Those are important.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Boomerang, very good. We can get a Docklands in because it only
I
costs.
I like slotting a Docklands into criminal until I have to cut it for slots.
Um, we can also
I like
just like put a single poison vial in because we just yeah.
I
So
feel like
go
we
ahead.
should be playing turtle instead of doubles of breakers in mutual favor.
Okay.
That feels good in the meta right now.
So I think if we're doing that, I still want a revolver and a echelon though. You
Yeah,
know what I
seems
mean?
legit. Seems legit.
And then we
I have been thinking about, in the Izzy is thinking about bad cards kind of way,
sure,
running Contaminate in my Crim list to go Amakua Contaminate
sure, but
after
that
a
is that
purge.
is quite bad.
It's terrible.
It's very bad. Yeah, that's very bad. Uh, all right.
Why I'm spilling the secret QTM tech on air.
Yeah, that's
Don't play it. It's awful.
yeah, it's very bad. There is a fair amount of tags. People yelled at me for putting a networking in my deck.
No free lunch just seems better.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that that card exists. Uh, because it's not Fall Guy, which is what I want it to be, which is just such a better card. I mean, this seems like a deck. This is certainly a deck of cards.
Yeah. What are we missing?
We don't have a ton of draw. We only have
Barely any at all.
yeah, but
Class act
we only have
one big
class
draw.
acts, which is pretty bad.
Nuka.
Well, yes, and Nuka. Um,
I do want one more draw slot. Like two Earthrise or something.
yeah, we could do two Earthrise. And then that puts us up to way too many cards.
Yeah.
I try to be very disciplined.
With three Boomerang, two Inside Job, we can probably shave a couple slots there. Like
Okay.
one Inside Job, probably plenty. Just
Yeah.
grab it when you need it. Um,
I don't think Info Bounty is going to cut it, to be honest.
nah, probably not.
Yeah. I think 46 is a perfectly cromulent starting deck.
Seems legit. We don't have bravados in here.
Oh, yeah. Bravado's pretty important, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
all right, let me get back into the edit.
Just replace the dirty laundries and we can say we're playing Sunset.
I mean, it is just functionally better than Dirty Laundry most of the time.
Yeah. Although I did have a game against Santa at Crown of Servers at Worlds where I keep a hand with a bunch of bravados and it's the Iceless Barf Thule.
All right, I need to get the view link really quick so I can put it into my little script so that I can link the deck for people. So now people should be able to see the deck list. Yep. Okay. And then let me copy that sheet. Yeah, I mean, I feel okay about this as a starting point. The worst that could happen is we lose, which is what I've been doing with my Az lately. My Az was doing really well, and then as people have started moving to precision design, it started doing very poorly because they're just too fast.
Yeah.
Whereas the R plus and like the EdTech decks and like OBS that people were playing were slow enough that I could get set up and just kind of put people in hell in the late game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still able to see my screen all right?
Yep.
All right. But yeah. I'm trying to get a group together to do the full 7-day gap trail uh, from DC. Well, I should say it's the CNO and the gap trail, so all the way from Pittsburgh to DC. Turns out most
Ooh.
people are not as interested in a 7-day bike trip as me. Because
Well,
it's
maybe not in January.
well, not in January, but it's because it's 2-3 days and then with a break day in the middle, right?
Yeah. Let's talk after the stream because I might be more interested in the 7-day bike trip than most people.
Yeah, definitely not, because also the wells are off in this time of year for that trip.
Yeah, for real.
Because they shut them off so the pipes don't burst.
Sensible, if inconvenient.
Yeah. Come on. So we have a bunch of odd stuff in here. We've definitely made like a kitchen sink deck, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, the Mamie needed to get cut because we're down to only 14 events. So that should definitely be like not that. The DZ seems
Well, here.
bad. as I'm looking at it because we can.
All right, well, let's get the Unity in then. And we can cut Shibboleth, and then that gives us 2 more influence, and we can get 2 more Bahia bands, which just helps.
Yeah, or we could cut the bio bands for a paladin, but I think I like bands better. Or like, oh, one bands and the wheels for a paladin, I think probably feels pretty good.
Okay.
We can add one more bands back. That sorry, I meant cut one.
Yep.
And we have a person.
Yep. I just gotta switch decks. I just want to make sure that it's the updated version. All right. All right. So here's our opening hand.
When did we add poison vials? I missed that we
I
had
put
poison
I
vials
put
in
one
here.
in.
Okay, I just missed it. That was all. Um, it's a mulligan.
See, I liked that hand because we had Boomerang and Bravado for HQ. But having a turtle in the opener is also very good with a flip
It
switch.
was boomerang bravado and then click to draw until you find your next impactful thing, which
Not ideal.
I don't know. I just want to do something a little bit more impactful in my opening hand.
All right. So let's talk about first turns. So we'll draw first click.
Yeah.
More stuff to spend money on.
Yep. I would draw again, probably install turtle and run.
Yeah, let's run R&D. Or
Do we want to get as value? The run is low value. We could just install the flip switch for free.
yeah.
Lets us be pretty darned aggressive against their stuff,
Yeah.
even if we're broke.
A new family is moving in, and one of the houses that was just finished, like across and diagonal from my house, and they have 3 like seems like pretty well trained dogs that are like milling around the moving truck while they're moving in, and lady is extremely shook about it.
Oh, poor puppy.
All right.
Is that a Crisium on R&D?
No, it's probably Managarm. This deck plays Managarm.
Okay, you know this list. All right, interesting.
All right, let's draw. Hey!
Pretty good draw.
All right.
We could just go. Uh,
We could install. We could hit HQ because we can flip switch out and then hit archives for a guaranteed counter.
yeah, I want to figure out how we can be drawing through our deck to get through econ. Like,
Well, the other thing is we could click for a credit and put class act down because it only costs 3.
I think that is the line.
Yep. And then just get another credit so we're not completely broke. And we, again, pulled like no money cards.
I mean, we do have like 3 bravado and 3 gambles as basically it since we cut the laundries. I guess there's casts in here. I hope there's casts in here.
All right. Well, now we're definitely getting that Hermes down because they're threatening a potential score.
Yeah, I feel like we just Hermes run it, flip switch out whatever they res on us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We don't even have to flip switch.
Interesting. Oh, anti Hermes makes sense.
Okay.
Let's run HQ. Try to get them to press some ice.
Yep. And I think we can run R&D. Oh no, it was a virus.
Ah,
All right. What are we pitching here?
Class Act, Turtle. We can't afford Earthrise anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a real shame. We have no money. So little money. All right. Do we want to draw?
Yeah, that isn't money. Inside Job gets us into server 2, though. Credit, credit, Inside Job.
It's true.
Not sure if that's good enough, because
What's the worst that could happen?
if this is SDS, that's sad, but it's sad whether we steal it or not if it's SDS.
Resing that, which means
Hermes Tech.
I'll take that.
I look, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Didn't want them scoring that.
We definitely after this game we definitely need to go back and add more money.
Yeah, a little bit, eh?
Yeah. All right, let's draw. Yay, money that we can't afford. Okay, click for some credits.
If we go credit, credit, we could install the vial for free and then next turn go credit, credit, gamble, or we could just click for another credit and discard the vial because,
Yeah, I think we just get closer to the money.
yeah.
Vial is probably going to end up getting cut. But, this is why we screw around. All right, let's bounce that back to hand. All right. Do we want to just credit, gamble, then run R&D?
Yeah, that seems decent. Get a turtle counter.
Turtle's pretty good. I don't know if you knew that. It's one of my all-time faves. It's also a really good design, regardless of how much people complain about it.
I like turtle a lot. Especially the interplay with Mavirus right now is very good. Mavirus, I think, has the right amount of deck building tax for including it in most.
Every time somebody says Mavirus, I literally just think of like the Fedora guy meme.
Uh,
That's like all I can think. I know it's like that's so like awful, but like that's all I can think. Okay, so what do we do here? We need draw.
I don't think we need real breakers. Certainly not Unity paying 4 to get through that. Well, 3 to get through that magnet right now.
All right. Do we want to try to force the res on that next spin doctor there?
Um, what's in archives? I think they probably res it. No, the seamless is already back. I don't think they shuffled this back. I think they let us access it and get a turtle counter, and then we're sad.
Okay, so what should we do with our last two clicks, do you think?
I mean, I kind of want to run. I kind of want to run R&D, but I also kind of want to leave it unres for Hermes. There's that. Um,
We can also hit this and draw a bunch of cards and go from there.
yeah, we've already got our class act trigger, and we'll discard 2. So maybe just run the doctor click for a credit is good enough and force the timing on it. We're just so far away from the engine pieces in our hand making sense.
Uh,
Immediate pop. All right. Hi, Diogen. How are you? You'll see that on the VOD because I presume you're not watching right now.
all right. So what do we want to do with our last click?
Draw or credit? Probably draw. We don't want to overdraw, so just, yeah. Drawing 3 credits, perfectly fine. Clicked for a credit and a half.
Look at this. Look at this sweet boy we're playing. Okay, so that's likely something like an SDS. Do we want to draw with Doctor here?
Got the boomerang for the magnet. The outermost certainly ends the run. We used our inside job. What are we drawing for?
We do have 3 diversions of funds in this deck. Not that that's critically impactful here.
If it's an SDS and they fire it off after a diversion, they're at 5 credit.
Yep.
So draw doof run could at least prevent them from scoring it out this turn.
Yeah, maybe. Let's hit it. No doof. Oh, we'll put the Hermes back because we don't need it. So we want.
So hmm.
We can also just boomerang HQ and just see what we see.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable line. I'm just trying to figure out if there's like some mutual favor line that gets us into the remote, even if it's expensive. But I don't think it quite works.
No, I don't think we quite get there.
Yeah. Um, nope. I like Boomerang HQ, Run HQ, um, and then
Probably put
install the
Paladin.
Paladin.
One of my favorite old Leela tricks was just keep accessing an agenda so they can never score an agenda.
It's a good trick.
Like that.
Like that. Why are there vulnerabilities in here?
Who knows? Alright, what are we ditching?
Um, we've got another coffee coming up and we're not getting value from it. Probably the coffee. Coffee or bones, I'd say.
Yeah.
Vulnerability audit, huh? Surprise, we're on game point.
Alright. So we're going to get a ticker down. Do we want to hit the doctor?
Yeah, let's.
Ooh, spicy. Alright. So I think we put the Earthrise back, keep all the money.
We've got another Nuka in our hand. Um, do we
So
want to?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see if we, so. We've got an interesting amount of central pressure here. Like if we start with maybe Bravado R&D, then like if they res, then how do we get through the sandstone? We don't have a way through the sandstone. Like trying to figure out how we can get the res on HQ too, but we can't. Um, Feels like this may be getting scored, but it's only single advanced. We know there's seamless.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's another vulnerability audit or the other one, the 4.1, they're still only getting the 6 points. They're not winning.
Yeah. I feel like maybe we bravado HQ because they won't res and we're not like close to getting into HQ consistently. Whereas if they score out, we can probably break R&D open next turn. So I don't want to let them get that res.
I think that's the right choice. Yeah.
And then we can go like gamble, install the other Nuka, and like have a little bit of money to throw down real breakers if that's the SDS. Not that Turtle has actually broken anything for us this game.
Yeah, Turtle's just more so a looming threat.
They did res.
All right. I don't think we flip switch here. I think we just let it fire.
No, they can pay 2 credits to end the run and deny us a credit.
Yeah. And then gamble Nuka. Putting down a Nuka for nothing feels real good.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
So it is another vulnerability, so we'll bounce the ice off of R&D and crack that open. I do want to get twinning down soon.
Yeah, just we don't have a one cost installable. So is it hit Nuka and then install twinning, install something with Paladin credits, run R&D for 2? Try to win the game?
Probably. So let's do that. Okay, so we got a Sezva. Um,
I don't think we need the gun. Maybe we do at this point, but I don't think we need the gun.
so let's put that down. We're done. Let's put the Sezva down.
Yeah, it'll pay trash cost this runs.
Yep, and then let's hit R&D.
Feels good.
It does feel good.
Feels crim. High impact runs. We like those.
Yeah, we like those. I think we can safely ditch Miss Bones after this.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting much bones value.
We're not entering the bone zone this game.
Hmm.
All right. Hermes value.
God, that 1 pointer. Not only that, but denying us the Amakua counter.
It do be like that. Okay. So, what do we want to do?
uh, so how much does it cost to get our Kurapura down and Bravado into HQ? So we've got the 2 Paladin credits, so
So,
we're at 9.
so it's going to cost 1 real credit because we have 2 paladins to get Surapira down, assuming we draw it.
Well,
Uh,
we just mutual favor for it. Mutual favor install Kurapura Bravado HQ.
sure. And
And
then
then we think we have enough with Chesva to do it because it's going to cost 1, 2, 3, 4 to break Sandstone, 5, 6 to break um, border control. So after the install, we've got 9. Bravado is 6. So we've got exactly the money for it.
okay. So do we want to run archives? Because we'll still end up with 1 counter even with the Mavirus, which is what we would
Yeah.
get running anywhere.
And with 5 agendas out, there's probably none in HQ, so we probably save the counter for an R&D run later where we boomerang it, but I could be talked into spending it now as well.
All right. So now we mutual favor for Surapira. And then do we click for a credit or anything? No, we just go in, right?
I think we just go in.
All right, we're gonna
We'll
hit
have a
it.
click left if they pop the border control. Oh, it changes the math because the purge affects the sandstone strength.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, we can still break the money subroutine here.
It's hold on. Do we have I think we have enough with Chesva to fully break it and get the curb here counter. Barely.
Do we access the additional card? I don't think we do.
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything in there. Who? Um, maybe it's hit Nuka discard the no free lunch or the Docklands.
So we've got Echelon, which I think we keep.
Yeah. So we probably don't need Well, Revolver's nice into Surveyor is
I
the
think
thing.
honestly the card we
I
need
don't
the
think we need
least
the
is
is the
the
Doof.
diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already got one. We can't land it.
We're actually starting to build some pressure here.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to find like a boomerang into R&D and C3 cards and
Turns out Paladin and Twinning are extremely good in Criminal.
yeah, no matter what faction I end up playing, I just keep playing Anarch.
You're playing the mulch deck though, right?
I'm playing Sable.
But I thought you
Just
just
all my
said you were
influence.
playing Anarch.
Yeah, all my influence is Anarch cards.
Oh, okay.
Ice and R&D makes a lot of sense here.
All right. So do we want to draw? I think we draw.
I think we draw.
Ooh, both of these are good.
Yeah. So I think let's see. The most immediate problem is getting into R&D, but getting into R&D, we're nearly there with Reg Breakers. We just need Unity to show up at some point. And Unity, we bottomed at one point, but we've shuffled since then, I think, with a boomerang. No, with a mutual favor, just now we did. Um,
Yep.
so I lean towards take the gamble bottom class act, but I definitely could be argued the other way.
I think
Um,
probably we want Revolver down, just so we don't have to put it in on a future turn. Or not Revolver, Echelon. Sorry.
yeah, so I want to this turn run R&D and gamble because there's no more Hermes triggers this game
Sure.
unless they score a hostile, which seems like a bad choice for them.
So sure,
Um,
gamble, Echelon, run.
that seems like a pretty good line. Surveyor is expensive here, but we've got a flip switch for that.
Yep. Yeah, the flip switch as the emergency release valve feels great.
I am so high on a flip switch in criminal. It just, oh my goodness, it makes all of the evil ice tricks in the game just
Yep.
like.
And out we go.
I mean, was it only 5 credits to break it?
Yeah, but I
Only
yeah, oh,
5 credits is a ton.
yeah.
We can install Revolver next turn for a real credit and break it for 2. So
Correct. And the other thing is
unless,
we're trying to maintain the remote pressure.
yeah, yeah. Not
Yep.
that we have a lot without a decoder.
All right, let's draw.
We're drawing here.
Boomerang feels great.
Just boomerang the Surveyor run.
Yeah, we could do that.
None of the code gates are gonna screw up our day. We get a twinning charge from
We
installing
could
it.
also they're at a point of money where doofing uh and like forcing the border control use isn't the worst either. I'm not saying that that's necessarily what we do, but just
Feels
something
expensive with Sandstone on 5 strength, but I mean, I guess we could bypass it with Kurapira, but
here. Let's go with the original plan. Let's put this down. And let's see what's behind door number R&D, because that's another way to get them to spend money. Boo! I mean, luckily we made it so its strength doesn't matter. Sure, I'll just I'll break it. Gosh, Boomerang's such a good card.
it really is. What do we got?
One of these. All right, so that's 6 credits.
Oof. 5 if we use coffee, which I mean, we're going to see 3 cards feels worth it. We're not going to get that many accesses this game. Leave it. I don't think there's any reason to trash it here. I'll also probably leave it.
All right. It was 2 Rashidas.
Yep. Well, I like draw.
Pinhole's not bad for a potential future upgrade.
We pinhole down the Rashida when that gets installed.
That's true.
Okay, so that's not the Rashida. That's the spin dock. Oh. Oh. I guess he did square the hostile. I guess since it's not.
Well, it must have already been in hand.
I was thinking about the Hermes triggers because he rested everything last turn, so it was no longer a Hermes. Okay.
Do we want to draw here?
Yeah. We're just looking for our next boomerang. It's a shame we don't have a good spot to Bahia bands because we don't want to allow the purge, I think,
Yeah.
with the sandstones. So I'd probably draw again. We're just looking for that boomerang to get another run on R&D in. I think we don't do it this turn because we've seen the top two. They're both Rashida.
I think we click for
Let's install the Docklands pass to get with the Paladin money to get the twinning trigger.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Perfect.
And then we can get rid of the Bahia bands because we don't have a
Yeah,
server to use it on.
it's going to cost us way more than the value it's going to give us at this point in the game.
Yeah, I agree. Oh no. Okay, so that's the spin. That's the Rashida.
So we pinhole it to check because if it's the agenda, we boomerang run,
All right, so let's pinhole it.
and we've got bad pub. This probably gets the spin dock res. Ooh, the Rashida res? Why the Rashida res?
I don't know, covering their bases, I guess. Well, we're definitely gonna get rid of that Rashida.
Let's use.
I
I
mean,
guess it
we're
doesn't matter because
we're still gonna use the coffee later.
yeah,
So now I think we hit R&D.
yeah. We'll see all three new cards. Let's do it.
And we can bypass on the sandstone.
Feels pretty good.
Does feel pretty good.
This feels like a winning run.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine us whiffing here, but weirder things have happened.
That's for sure. Funnily, bypassing the sandstone means it doesn't get its virus counter. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think double doof here is kind of cute, actually.
A Trojan.
Well, okay, that's probably a good game, isn't it?
Well, it's based on how much they exceed the trace.
Oh, true.
So if
So how much do we want to pay? All of our programs are three except Chesva,
so
and we have a link. So if we pay, we'd have to pay five to protect our things.
so what's the worst case scenario here? That they get rid of the Suropira?
Is that even bad? We can. I guess that is kind of bad. We can get in on. Okay, so if they get rid of Kurapira, we run HQ twice, and then Turtle's charged enough to get through the six. Sorry, we run HQ once, and then we can run R&D. We would need to get three counters to get through the Surveyor nicely. Like, it's too expensive to run HQ three times, then run R&D, which is rough. I feel like If we pay 5 here, we just can't afford to do much this turn, is the thing.
All right. I think 5. Let's just do 5 cuz then
Yeah. Flip switch also wouldn't work because it's not our turn. Text that is. Yeah, there is also that.
yep, people
We're broke
forget
now.
because a lot of times people don't pay into Trojan horses at all that you have to like beat.
Yep.
All right, let's draw. Prepaid showing up just in time.
Yeah, let's banish that one to the Shadow Realm.
Well, we can still
I guess we got a twitting charge and it spends our paladin money.
all right. Well, let's think about it this way. We can break this magnet. So it just really matters what this is.
I feel like we have to run it.
All right, let's go.
Like if it's border control, we just get it. It's border control. So we break the end the run, and then we can break the magnet. And then if they border control us, we can break the magnet one more time and get in.
Yep.
Reading the card might really matter here. And the rhyme can fire.
Yeah. It's gonna. Oh, it's a Rashida.
Well, I guess we're clicking for credits.
That's fine.
Okay, well, we know we can get into the remote unless they purge, which is nice. And also that 5 strength Amakua means we can run R&D with a boomerang pretty cheap.
Yep.
So we just need to find like a few more credits and a boomerang. We need to try on R&D again. Purge here looks pretty good for the corp if they don't hit anything important.
Nope, they're gonna go for it.
Can we go on our turn, click one doof, break BC for one with bad pub, break Sandstone for one with our other pub. They have to pop border control. We doof again, but we're not Sable, so we don't get a click back, and then they have 5 credits and win the game. Hmm. If they don't push this turn, I think it's the double doof turn.
Yeah.
Nah, but Purge makes a ton of sense here.
Yeah. No, I think. All right. Now we need all of our breakers, and we need money. All right. Draw.
Yeah.
There it is. All right.
Got one more bravado. We've got.
Do we want to draw once more?
I think so.
Another doof we can't use. Uh. Click for 2 credits.
Yeah, I feel like we run archives once, maybe. It's gets us the turtle counter.
And there's no
Um,
sandstone to purge. Yeah. Like
yeah, no sandstone purge, and it gets us through a border control,
Yeah. No, I agree.
specifically the one at HQ.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Guess
Then,
Pura also gets us through border
and
control.
then
But
we can probably get rid of this wake implant.
seems unlikely we're going to
Yeah,
get that down and get value
seems
from it before the game
unlikely.
ends, doesn't it?
Boomerang definitely is the MVP.
Pretty good card.
Yeah, pretty good card. Yeah, David, it looks very symmetrical. We have the same agenda scored and stolen on both sides of the board. All right, I think it's the double doof turn, right?
How do we get through the sandstone?
Oh, we don't, I guess. So
So they are threatening to seamless out of 4-2, but otherwise are not really threatening to win. They probably have the seamless at this point. Um,
we
I
can
feel
get
like we
we can get
draw exactly bravado. Uh, I'm not sure how we make significant progress on this board state if that's the winning agenda. So we may just need to assume it's not, that it's the other Rashida that we saw.
Oh no,
Um,
we've already seen both of those
oh no,
Rashidas.
we have seen both Rashidas. Okay. Um, I think the larger point still stands that we might need to just assume it's not, because I'm not seeing a good line for us that wins this turn.
So we did get the bravado.
Cool. And then I like credit bravado R&D jack out after the rhyme when we can't lose a credit to it. Click for 4 credits. Oh, don't spend the. We didn't have to click for a credit. Let's undo that because then we won't lose the credit to the rhyme.
Oh,
In fact,
oh,
let's undo
I
the,
get you.
let's
I
not
get you.
click for the credit.
Yeah, I get you. Well, we're still gonna lose the bad put, but yes, it won't be our actual money.
Oh, then we should use the thing and charge twinning, but it's fine. Bravado is such a good card.
Okay.
Um, is it just install Unity, say go, hope they don't have it, and try to win on our next turn with
How,
6
how much
credit?
does it cost to break the 5 strength sandstone with this garbage breaker? 4 credits?
5?
No, 4 credits, right? Because it's gonna drop down to strength. Oh no, yeah, you're right, 5. They're just gonna pop. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think we just install Unity and say go, right?
Yeah, because otherwise we're like saying that we either we lose this turn or we always lose. Oh, but we lost this turn, so it's fine. Yeah. Good game.
Good game.
Really tight one. We got a little unlucky on the R&D accesses, but
We
not
need,
that
yeah,
unlucky.
we're
But
immediately gonna go over here, and we need to add more money.
yeah, let's add the laundries back in.
So
Let's
we're gonna
add
we're,
casts in.
let's get well, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the wake and the poison vial. Uh,
Yeah.
um, we can probably do 1 Earthrise as opposed to 2.
Yeah, I felt like we had enough draw in there.
Yeah, dirty laundry X3, and then yeah, we definitely want cast if we're doing a paladin thing. So we're at too many cards. So do we want to?
Let's go down to 1 no free lunch, and we'll just not get paired against our plus.
Sure.
Um, this isn't a tournament deck. We don't need to tech it specifically. You can
But we can
tweak the
probably do
tech we want to
one
bring it.
pinhole.
Yeah, 1 pinhole seems fine without DJ in the mix.
Yeah.
With DJ, the second pinhole's nice because it's like your third pinhole too.
Yeah, this feels fine. Let's try that.
It's got more money. Good game, Diogen.
Yeah, this was a really neat deck that they were on. The vulnerabilities are definitely a surprise. Yeah, just like leaping ahead on agenda points. But again, it only really works if you're making your servers really muddy because otherwise random accesses can just cost you the game.
What an agenda suite. Did you see the agenda suite? It's 3 hostile, 3 off, 3 vulnerability on it.
Yeah, that's wild.
So
I think as far Diogenid, I think as far as um, that deck that you were playing has a very straightforward line of what it's trying to do, which is often what makes a deck beginner friendly, even if it's not like super competitive. Like the line that you're trying to do, I don't know if you're able to see chat, Izzy, but I'm talking to
I'm
chat.
not.
But the line that you were doing is very simple, and that's often what makes a really good um, like new person deck as very straightforward lines of play. All right, so let's look at the opening hand. We have this, but I don't like that we don't have any money. What do you think, Izzy, on this opening hand?
I mull this.
Yeah, I would mull it as well. And hey, we still got the Hermes, so yeah, thanks, Super Jank.
I've pulled the chat up on my phone. Can now see the stream chat. Forgot I could do that. Hey, Kara. Earth Station, huh? What do you think they bet we don't pay the 6 to run the remote sometime? We just pay the 6 to run the remote sometime.
Probably. Okay. So
One Bravado HQ?
yeah, Bravado HQ. What's the worst that could happen?
A tag or two? Like, sure. It's a
Oh,
magnet. Neat.
yeah, nah, neato. All right.
We love that.
Yeah, we love that. Miss Bones, check the remote.
um, yeah, I kind of want to Bahia Band's R&D install the Hermes before the access.
That's a neat play. All right. So, are we gonna do the draw two as the other piece?
Yeah, draw two, install Hermes.
You mean? I think you mean install Hermes for nothing.
Yeah, perfect.
Tastes great. Do we want to check this and trash it if it's a Rashida?
Yeah, we may as well install, but Bones is probably not going to get a lot of value this game against Earth Station. So I'm not sure it's worth the click, especially since we've used as value.
I think we trash that.
Yeah, it's expensive though.
Well, or we can just wait and hope that we can miss Bones it next turn.
Yeah, I would leave it. They're gonna draw a card, get a credit with it. The advance doesn't matter.
Do we draw a card or get a credit here?
Always draw.
Draw on last click. You heard it here first.
It's runner. It's fine if you're the runner.
Yeah, Kira, we didn't actually need Sezva because we're as so.
And see, they added it to HQ anyways. I think that's only right if you're in a position where it's expensive to run the remote and you're like actively like pushing out agendas to the point where it's a convincing bluff. Here it seems
So you want to hear
like if they
something?
spend another click to install it, then they're spending 2 clicks for a card and a credit, which I'm like so fine with letting them have.
Do you want to hear a weird uh, Dan's RL location anecdote?
Yeah.
So it was 27 degrees when I walked Lady this morning, and it's 51 degrees outside now. Very normal. Um, like the temperature whiplash. So, question for Izzy: mulch type deck like the current one uses the concept of having an impactful card for any draw. Do you think it could be less reliable from having multiple copies of key cards?
Hold on. I was expecting a transition from this weather thing. I
No,
got a
I'm
mulch
sorry.
question.
Sorry. Somebody's asking you a question.
Oh, there's a question in the chat. All right, let me go read the question in the chat. Oh, it's cut off because it's Twitch and I'm looking at YouTube. Do I think it could be a bit less reliable than having? I think one of the things with mulch that makes it significantly more consistent than you'd expect is that so many of those key one-off pieces are programs that you're perfectly happy to mosh into the bin or to let Lago mill, because you'll simulchip them in at the point that you need them. So it's like usually by the point you need most of your singleton copies is the point at which you are close to milling the whole deck and drawing the whole deck. So it's not that important. You really want to have your extra copies being going to the engine pieces that get you to that point where you can leverage um those laser targeted tools that the deck's got.
I think that's a good answer.
It
Yeah.
is though an example of like why you see the Hoshiko play one imp and the Lu play three, because the Lu really needs to open that, whereas the Hoshiko wants to pull that out as the answer at the right time in the mid late game. Um, in the Hoshiko, it's not. It's like the second imp is tech for R plus, whereas in the Lu, they're not tech; they're the deck. Okay, it's not a seamless launch turn. Seamless launch is a pretty good card.
Yeah. Doesn't feel bad.
It's just a shame there's not like maybe an ID where it doesn't cost influence and also that gives it back to you after you play it.
Yeah, if only there was such an ID, that'd be really powerful. I got these new pens that are like the slightly fancier low end pens, but the click action on this pen is like so stiff and satisfying. Like the spring is so strong. Mm.
Ooh, which one is it?
It's the Jotter pen,
Oh, the Parker?
the Parker Jotter. Yeah, the like half metal, half ceramic.
Yeah, yeah, I've used those. Those feel nice in the hand.
Yeah. All
Um,
right. So what are we doing with our lives? Do we want to
Drawing
pin?
cards
Do we
probably.
want a pinhole?
If we uh,
Well, we could draw. We should always draw. Okay, so we've got a dirty laundry.
like we're okay, I was thinking about mulch, so I didn't pay as much attention to the last turn. So the last turn was install in the remote. They didn't res the other thing. So the other thing is probably an upgrade. I think the thing that's in server 2 is the wall to wall again. I'm not sure what the other thing in it is. Although they've got the seamless launch.
So based on what they're building here, they're trying to tax us clicks. So I think there's probably a managarm somewhere,
Yeah.
or there's going to be if there's not now.
Yeah, I like Pinhole, the one we think is the upgrade, which I think is the old card, not the new card.
I agree.
Um, I think we can do that last click, so we can be drawing and laundering and stuff first.
All right, so it's dirty laundry archives. And then let's pinhole. We're gonna hit the older card here. La Costa.
That feels nice to trash. Not sad to see that go. Yep.
And since we were technically running archives, we get to use coffee for 2 of those credits. Feels great. Yeah, Kira, Izzy and I have actually, well, we hung out at Mansion Runner, but we also went through a very, very intense bike packing experience together last year. So we have a fair bit of rapport already, where we were both kind of underfit and underbiked for some of the craggiest territory on the eastern seaboard.
That was
Yeah,
in
we were
particular
in
that
rough
one
we were
trail
in
that
rough
hadn't been
emotional shape.
maintained.
Yeah.
That one unmaintained trail that was
Yeah, most of the
a
elevation
good
gain
half
we were
mile
hike a
of
biking.
elevation gain,
Yeah.
and there was a tree every 30 feet across the trail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we were that one like half that it was like a mile and a half of distance, but we gained like 600 feet of elevation, and we were walking our bikes and had to carry them and hand them off to each other. That we were going through it by the end of that.
I still show people the elevation chart from that as a little bit of a jump scare.
Yeah, yeah, 2 day,
Uh,
yeah, 2 days, like 3,000 feet of elevation gain.
let's draw for a boomerang. I want to doof him.
All right. Well, We get a nice draw card. Do we want to put that down?
Yeah, let's put that down.
Now we don't have to use
The
it this
single
turn.
on R&D is worth very little, I think. Like it's nice as long as we're here, but I don't love it.
We could put the
Um,
Amakua down and do it, but then we don't have money to
yeah, but
install
we're at one
things.
credit.
Yeah. Yeah, we were up in the
I'd rather go credit credit, I think, almost, or like credit run R&D.
we were in the Pocono Mountains. And it was the views were great, the little towns that we biked through were great, and like the trails themselves were beautiful. It was just really really craggy.
Yeah, coffee that.
And
It was
so
great.
one of
And
the
that,
biggest things, and they've since updated it, which I think I told you about,
yeah, you
where
did.
it was originally marked as a 4 out of 10 difficulty, but it was because they hadn't been to that trail since the two main climbs had been washed out, and they said that you could do that with a rigid bike, and we were both on rigid like non-mountain bikes, and it was all those big chunky east coast rocks,
Like
and
to be clear about the kind of bike I was riding,
you were on
it was
like
my
a
city
gravel bike.
bike.
Yeah.
I was on a city bike with fenders and a rack and
Yeah,
like kitted out for commuting.
I at least was on I was at least on a steel gravel bike with big chunk that I had put mountain bike tires on.
Yeah, like it was
Like,
a hybrid. It was appropriate for the terrain. Just like wow, not for that terrain.
no, it's not ideal.
But that's the wall to wall again.
Yep. So I think we're gonna hunt for a boomerang here. So let's hit Doctor. We get it. So yeah, we doof, right? 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
This like sets them back so far.
Yeah.
Um, we could even go run the remote if we want to and trash it with bones.
Yeah, I agree.
That feels like oh, we're out of clicks. Never mind.
But that was a really fun trip regardless.
It was great. The gay summer camp was an
Yeah,
absolute
that gay
blast.
summer camp that we stayed at was incredible. Yeah, we ended up staying at this place called Camp Out Poconos, which was this really lovely, like queer friendly camp. Which just basically felt like every other like summer camp and like RV park camp that you've ever been to, but it catered primarily to queer people, though the vast majority of the people there were gay men. There was a handful of lesbians and some trans people there, but there were, and the guy who owned it or was like the senior manager was like, "We're trying to improve that," but it was had the vibes were immaculate.
Yeah.
Like that one really really nice guy walking around cooking breakfast buck naked. That's what I woke up to in the morning, which was not unwelcome, but just very silly.
Hmm.
All right, do we want to hit this again?
Yeah. If we find a flip switch, that would be good.
We get another
I
boomerang.
kind of like boomerang laundry HQ here.
Yeah,
Just
because
feels
then
nice to get the access.
and we can also potentially force another Hermes trigger here.
Yeah, although I don't know. Yeah, if they've drawn agendas, they haven't had tempo to push them since the Atlas.
Well, we definitely don't want them to have that.
Yeah, for a credit, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, definitely don't want that.
Chest with bones, nice combo.
Yeah.
Um, and I kind of want to throw the turtle down. So if we throw turtle down in the ice archives, it's a bit of a pain. But if they throw turtle down, then we can start next turn laundry archives, and then we're back into HQ.
So do we want a
Um,
daily cast instead this turn, and then we can drop the Amakua, click one next turn?
yeah, I like that better. Don't show the turtle.
But yeah.
Coffee's giving us a lot of value this game for not having breakers.
The descent from that camp was also the fastest I've ever gotten on that particular bike because we got up to like 42 miles an hour on that descent because
We
of
were ripping.
how hilly that was. Remember?
Oh no. Yeah, I do remember. They're learning why. They're learning why I don't play Earth Station.
The fastest I've ever gotten on any bike, though, is I did get up to 53 miles per hour on the road bike once, which was
It's
terrifying.
impressive.
But it was on like, I wasn't doing like switchbacks. It was like a straight down descent. So I had nothing to do but keep my eyes focused forward and make sure I didn't run over anything bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do try to avoid crossing the 50-mile-an-hour mark without ABS.
Yeah. All right. So I think we
Ooh,
definitely bounce R&D here, right?
yeah, and then it's Hermes Laundry R&D, or sorry, Turtle Laundry R&D,
Yeah, for sure.
and we're just happy. Meganet.
Do we want to hit
Um,
archives, or do
let's
we,
peek
or do we
in.
just want to go for the safe counters off of R&D?
I kind of want to flip archives. I don't think there's a virus in there. I think they would have installed it somewhere as an upgrade. Um,
Yeah, and then now by doing this next turn, we're ready to doof.
yep, which feels like it's going to line up nicely.
And I have on my road bike, I have rim brakes. I don't have disc brakes, so I'm just grabbing onto carbon to slow the bike down.
Hmm.
Feels great.
Oh, this doof is going to land so hard.
Yeah, it's gonna feel great. We love to see it. Oh yeah, tasty. All right, let's hit it. Yeah, why can't I make a second remote? Because of the choices you made. Uh, all right, let's go check it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that they can res here that's gonna keep us out.
No, not on 2 credits.
Oh yeah, bye bye. And then we can probably put Doctor down for the
Yeah,
pop.
get the as value, and
We're
they're
ready
going to
for
flip
next
the
turn.
credits this turn. At 5, we are worried about Stavka. They might be playing Stavka. I don't know what Earth Station ice suites look like, if we're being entirely honest.
All right,
I feel like we put the gun down
because
and
that
run
keep
R&D.
yeah, because it keeps us from getting killed by weird shit.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of reason not to have it installed for the 2 credits and a click.
Right now, and we're just
Here.
what we've made here is just Kate but criminal, where we're just getting some things for cheaper, so the money curve is just over the course of the game tilting towards us as we just play good criminal cards.
Yep. It's better than a click on some runs. Hmm. Hard to say, but he is the cutest criminal.
By far. Yeah. No question.
The Bahia bans for the free Hermes felt pretty darn
Yeah, it
good.
felt real good.
2 credits, draw 2 cards, make a run, and install Hermes before the
Do we
access.
want to drop the next daily cast? Do we want to put our code gate breaker down? What do we want to do?
Let's hit casts, and then next turn we can go Nuka, do whatever.
Yeah.
We just want the drip coming
Yeah,
in.
we're maintaining the economic pressure. Yeah, I love how people complained about Leela for so long, and then it's just like, hey, but what if we made Leela something any criminal could play? Uh, incredible. No notes.
I think even GLC has calmed down about Hermes at this
I
point.
know. I never thought Leela was that big of a deal. It was, again, Leela and Noise were perfect examples of competitive players not wanting to have to prepare for like an extra archetype of deck, right? Because for tournament prep, everybody had to be like, okay, we have this Shaper and this Anarch that's good, and then we also have to prepare for what do we do against Noise, what do we do against Leela, right? Um, and people are just complainers.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a sad NGO.
that is a sad edgio.
Yeah, I
Um,
wasn't playing for when Leela was great. Or for when Leela was in the game actually. So I can't say too much to it. I've heard rumor that it was never quite the one best criminal deck in the format, and I think that's the same about Hermes.
So
It's like
it was the
Hermes
same
is
thing.
good, but you're giving up so much.
Yeah, but it was
Um,
the same with Noise, right? Like Noise was only like very rarely like the best deck, but what it was, Leela really scrub killed people who played the popular FA decks but did not actually know how to manage tempo. You know what I'm saying?
for
And we're just
real.
hoping for the fast advance to carry them. So it made a lot of the people like me. I never hated Leela, but I'm saying people in my band of being like above average but not super competitive, people really hated Leela because you could play around her very easily, but it took a lot of careful thought about your turn to turn tempo and like odds of her
Totally.
hitting agendas in HQ and stuff like that.
Totally. Um, I want to get class act down this turn, but we don't need to do that first. I think we just run HQ and don't worry about 4 credits. I like HQ here just because they've been drawing a bit. There's only 2 agendas out, and we're like half the deck
Yeah.
through.
And we also have
Uh,
we also have a gun. So,
Gun helps with the Winchester. Well, we bet the money on Turtle, which this Winchester res feels so sad here.
yeah, it doesn't really help them meaningfully.
I mean, if you have agendas in hand, I think you have to res it. You can't let us get
Yeah.
2 free runs on
Oh,
HQ a
sure. Sure,
turn.
sure, sure, sure.
But going down to 0 here, because we can just run into R&D now. Like they're clicking for credits again. We still have one more doof in the list, although no idea where.
There you go.
I think we did encounter. Oh no, we're in the approach. There we go. Perfect. Jaina.
Punitive Counter-Strike. Whoa.
Ooh.
Well, unfortunately for them, that's like literally never landing. Let's run R&D,
Yeah, let's run R&D.
and then we can put class to act down last click.
Sounds pretty good to me. Thanks, Bad Pub.
All right, and then we get that for 3 sweet credits because Az is very good at making friends. Who wouldn't want to be friends with Az? Az seems great.
I feel
And we
like
have it.
I
We
feel
have
like
an
some days Az is a little shit though.
sure, but who doesn't love a little shit sometimes? I also
You're so
love
right.
this like bomber jacket tank top situation because it's got that like ruffled edge like you would have for like a motorcycle jacket or like a bomber jacket, but it's
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry, it's not a tank top because the other sleeve is on, but it was clearly designed with this in mind because it has like edge decoration, like it was never intended to have the left sleeve.
I guess you don't need to have a sleeve for your robot arm. You can show that shit off, and it's not going to get cold.
Sure. Well, it is gonna
Uh,
get cold, but you're not gonna notice. Uh,
do we just Bahia bands into HQ here?
yeah.
That wild. I love that. And then we can put Earthrise down with coffee. Well, not coffee money, but like
Well, we can also put the other coffee down, Bahia bands, and then get it.
yeah, coffee Bahia bands, and we'll have like a bad pub left after the 4 to break. So yeah, we'll get a 2 credit Earthrise. Feels pretty aight. With 4 credits on the casts, definitely feels all right. Do you need to be a little mindful of punitive here? Not very mindful, a little mindful as a treat.
Yeah, as a little treat. Now, are we drawing here also?
Yes,
Okay.
because we can always discard the other class act. Bravado is good. These are all good here.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I
We
think
probably did the
Dockless.
Bravado,
Oh,
so it's probably the Docklin. I don't know. Tough.
yeah, I think Bravado, and then we'll install Earthrise. Hey, we got a divested trust. Bounce R&D. All right.
Okay, we can diversion next turn. I feel like we may as well throw the flip switch down.
Because it's free.
Like, it's free. And then I kind of want to just get a single on R&D. It's free, and I don't want to draw, and clicking for a credit here doesn't feel amazing when we're just going to get a free doof off next turn.
Okay, and then we
Yeah,
can probably ditch the other class act here.
that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
exactly.
But yeah. Bahia Bands, good criminal card. I mean, really good anybody card, but specifically very good for criminal. Because criminal needs draw, and draw and install in the same click. Very good.
We just run archives 3 times, right? Assuming there's no virus in there.
Yeah, we'll see what. Whoa, what a choice. Do we want to just bravado R&D first? Just bounce off and get the money?
Uh, yeah. I guess. I guess we're doing it.
Sorry. All right. Do we want
I
to
was
hit?
just thinking that we could do that with Chesvick credits and use Revolver to get through the Winchester. Might be worth it for the extra credit, but yeah, let's run Archive. Let's see if the virus is in there. It ain't. Let's run Archives again and play the gamble.
Seems good. Yeah, that purge is such a strange play if there's no virus, right? Because that
Yeah,
costs
for
us
real.
at most a turn.
Ooh. I cannot imagine they can afford a push here, especially because we get it successful doof here on the Archives run, which flips them back.
Well, we're putting the turtle back. So do we run archives and then doof?
Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, run
Run
archives.
Archives doof and then run the remote.
Yeah, so it's doof.
And we can discard the no free lunch probably.
So I'll remember to use the bad pub for this. Don't worry.
Gun feels good. Gun often feels pretty good.
Yeah, gun feels good. Turns out I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found. And if this is an upgrade, we still have the Miss Bones to not impact
Yeah,
our.
we're just so happy to get rid of whatever this is. Like,
Yep. Bye. Ooh. We're putting a tremendous amount of pressure on them.
feels like Crim Gaming.
Crim's good.
God, when they go to purge us out and we're just like, here's Unity, that's gonna feel so
It's gonna
bad.
feel
We're
very bad, yeah.
still breaking for a credit.
All right. Yay, a twitting. Probably the
We
prepaid goes back here.
don't need prepaid at this point in the game, and the boomerang's cute. So let's install the twinning. Let's
Run R&D.
run R&D C2. I think there might be one in HQ, but I don't know.
Yes, please. Get rid of the coffee. Let's.
Remote ice probably.
Yeah, because it costs them a credit to put. Oh.
Remote ice still probably.
All
I
right.
just don't think the archives ice is meaningful. I'd rather not let them have the chance to reposition it.
We're gonna see a fresh card, so we can just go back in.
Yep.
We'll just use the bad pub here. Yeah, you're definitely not allowed to have that.
And install a daily cast. Although I don't think the game's going to go on quite long enough to get the value from it.
Sure.
But if it ends before that, it's ending on our terms, and we don't need the upfront money, so we're fine with not getting full value cast.
Sure. I think next turn we can comfortably play Docklands Pass and then sweep what's left of HQ.
Feels
With,
pretty good, yeah.
then with Twinning and Docklands, we'll see 3 cards.
Not a lot of board states I think are concedable in Netrunner, but this might be one of them for the corporation here.
I do think, yeah, I love Revolver as a card. I think its design is incredible, but also I also love how like gun iconography periodically makes its way into Netrunner. But really, Wayland has been bringing guns into the hacking space for a very long time. It's just like we don't need sysops. We have the most superior anti hacking defenses, which is we send people to your house with guns.
It
Yeah,
works.
yeah. The okay.
Well, we pay 4 here.
Yeah, 4 here, and we just don't get hit. Yeah, I think this might be game. All right.
Value punitive.
I mean, it's the moral victory, right?
Yeah, I mean you gotta.
All right.
Um
So we put down Docklands.
and we run HQ.
We can just inside job HQ. Save the
Let's
save the revolver bucks.
Oh yeah, we didn't get turtle counters.
There we go.
If we weren't this far ahead, I would definitely want to save the inside
Oh
job,
no,
but
for sure.
we are
For sure. But in this situation, yep, there it is. All right.
yeah,
That game
good
went
game. That
considerably
was
better. It turns out more money is good.
yeah. Um
Um,
the secret to good crim gameplay
it's just having money. Yeah, that's what
is
Dan D'Argento used
install
to
the
always
cards.
say to me. He's like,
Yeah.
take out all the bad cards, put in more money.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And then just don't make bad runs.
yeah,
Make good runs, play money cards.
yeah,
Crim.
yeah. Hashtag just crim things. All right, let's take a look at the deck, and then I think that's a good place for us to call it for the day. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
that's all right. I do always miss the masterwork engine, like not have be
I,
the
I
run
feel I
install
feel like
boomerang
yeah,
line is
Hermes
so
just
nice.
buys us so much time to set up that
I
Masterwork.
agree.
Masterwork is like solving the same problem, but without setting the corp backwards. It's setting us
Exactly.
forwards,
Exactly.
but Hermes is accomplishing the same goal by setting the corp backwards, which is better for us.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think this is fine. Like I think this is a perfectly like cromulent deck, right?
Yeah, I think one twinning is probably cutting it a little light on multi-access,
Yeah. So I think
especially with Escape Net in the meta.
yeah, I think the other thing is we could cut Unity and Echelon for the other twinning, and then just get in another gun and like Cat's Cradle, and it'll suck, but we'll make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
So we could get rid of Unity and Echelon, and then get another gun and Cat's Cradle. And then,
Cat Cradle makes
uh,
me so sad, but it's fine.
it's fine. I mean, it's not, but we'll deal with it. It's not.
Just be really sure you're making good runs.
Yeah, and then we can probably also cut the prepaid if we're being completely honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's still probably not as good as Sable, but it was a fun deck.
yeah,
And
I mean,
I
if
like
we
little bits of
wanted
ad
to,
value.
so as is one of those abilities where, like, in my other deck, I was leveraging again because corpse were like a little slower. I was really leveraging his ability with like tons of hardware. And the corpse were slow enough for it to work, so I was just like super rich with good breakers in the late game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But we don't live in such times anymore because everybody's going super duper fast to try to outrun mulch.
yeah. We're at 17 events, which is almost Mamie territory as well. Influence is hard though.
Yeah, influence is very hard. It's a real shame that, there's so many good cards in Netrunner.
Yeah. Oh,
How much is Mamie influence? Is it two
maybe
or
it's
three?
two.
It's
Maybe
two.
it's, yeah, maybe it fits nicely.
Ugh, that's so hard though, because the doctor are so good, and so
No, if
is
we
it,
want to go, I think if we're going Mamie, it's got to be one twinning one other multi-access piece,
like awake.
like Awake.
Yeah, but then we have like a random influence that I guess for another Baya bands, right?
Yeah, third bio bands with the coffee feels pretty aight.
Yeah, but then again, we're
Yeah, no, we're creeping up, but maybe the Docklands can go.
no,
It's
you got the Docklands is so good in as, and it's so much additional pressure.
it's true. I just miss my Zaya buck.
Yeah, we have. Why are all decks so fat right now? It's like so hard to cut things down to size.
Like
It's a real shame.
it really is. Like,
Uh,
I'm looking at the Earthrise, but I like having Earthrise.
yeah. So the other thing we can do,
Maybe it's like two laundries instead of three.
okay, that gets us down to 30 or 47.
Um,
Having one inside job as a surprise is really good. I want to definitely
Maybe
keep that.
two boomerang is enough.
But when you want a boomerang,
When you want a boomerang, you want to hit draw and be like, hit
yeah,
class act, show me a
yeah,
boomerang.
show
And
me a
yeah,
boomerang, yeah.
no, it feels so good
There's too
every
many.
time.
There's too
But
many good cards in Netrunner. It's a problem. Yeah, I'll leave it at 47 for now, and I'll putz around with it a little bit more. But yeah,
Aztec, neat.
yeah.
Thanks,
Izzy,
thanks for having
thank
me
you
on.
very much for hanging out.
Yeah, this was a blast.
Yeah, and
Netrunner,
everybody,
TBI this weekend. Wish me luck.
yeah, good luck,
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.
That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be streamed somewhere, right?
I hope so.
I'll
It
put it.
better be. It's CBI.
I'll put it in the show notes after I look it up. But yeah, thank you for coming, and everybody watching, thank you for spending some of your day with me. And until I see all of you beautiful Netrunner humans again, always.